Alright. Okay. Yeah. Cool. You guys good?
Yeah.
You guys good? Okay. Cool. Okay, cool. We're recording. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Welcome back to another episode of the Relationship Method podcast. I am Chris. I got my homeboy Elijah back on. And I have a lovely guest today. It's Miss Becky Mits. You probably heard her on the local radio in Hawaii.
Maybe not. It's okay.
Maybe not. But you know what? Yay! Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you for having me. It's an honor.
Oh, girl, it's an honor that you said yes.
Oh, of course.
So, question. Before we get this thing popping off, how did Chris get the yes, if you don't mind me asking?
How did you get the yes for the podcast?
Yeah.
I have a raging form of narcissism.
Oh.
And so I will take any opportunity that I can to promote myself
Man,
or to be in front of a camera or on a microphone. So ultimately, yes, I did listen to it. I will tell you that because one of my friends did your podcast, that was like a bit of a stepping stone to saying yes. And it was like, okay, if he had a good experience, which he did, then that's what ultimately made me say yes. But honestly, I probably would have said yes anyway.
Oh. So, to everyone out there, shoot your shot.
Shoot my shot?
Well, I mean, shoot your shot, because I ask a lot, I get a lot of no's, but it's a numbers game. I do get the yeses sometimes, so I shot my shot with you.
You know what I heard recently is that men deal with rejection a lot better than women do because they go through it a lot more often. Not to be mean, but with women, I think because women don't, they're not usually the approacher.
Yeah.
That's the reason why they don't get rejected as often, and men tend to be the approacher. And if it's like a numbers game. If you approach more often, you get rejected more often. Hence, why you're better at it.
Are you? I agree. How about you, Al?
I mean, yes and no. I mean, I feel like it could be. I mean, I'm not the type to shoot my shot, so.
Back in my day, younger me, when I shot my shot, I did not get in my feels. I move on.
That's good. I'm still learning that.
Oh, are you?
Yeah.
Oh,
the last time I shot my shot, I asked somebody to junior prom, and he said no. He didn't outright say no, but ultimately it was a no. I've never shot my shot since.
Really?
No, only to Jack Harlow, but.
Jack Harlow. Holler at her.
Yeah, only to Jack Harlow. Other than that, I've never shot my shot. I've always waited for them to approach me or a clear indication that you're into me.
Okay, so before we get that going, when they're approaching you, can you already tell if, oh man, he's finna come up and spit a line, or it would be a genuine approach?
You can always tell by the eyes, what someone's intentions are. Yeah, you can always tell by the eyes whether it's pure or not pure.
Ooh, what's the eye look, if you don't mind me asking?
It's hard to describe, but you can tell by looking at someone if they're gonna approach you with good intent or not. And granted, it's not always true, but usually you can tell by the eyes. And usually they'll look at you for a long time before they approach. If they look at you and approach, it's I feel like it's a different situation. If they're you can see them looking at you, and they keep looking at you and then they approach, they're gonna talk to you in some sort of way.
Have you been bamboozled with the eyes, or has it been I know what this guy's doing. 10 out of 10.
I assume every man that I look at is taken, and then that helps me to not really think that they're gonna approach me.
Oh, the hitch approach.
Sure. Yeah, sure. I guess you could call it that.
I just made that up right now on the spot, so we are.
I love that movie.
Oh, Will Smith. We'll talk about him later on. Al, how was your week, big dog? Week.
My week?
Yeah.
I just been playing the game, bro.
NBA 2K.
Yeah.
2.5.
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah. That's what's up.
Just been in the house chilling.
In the house chilling. Ain't nothing wrong with that, man. You're not spending money. You're not getting yourself in trouble.
That's true.
Nothing wrong with that. How about you? How was your day/week, Miss Becky Mits?
It was a good week, productive week. I was waking up earlier this week for whatever reason, so very productive. Did yoga, I think, 4 times this week already.
Hot steam yoga or just yoga?
It depends. I did what they call restore, which is a lot of stretching on Sunday. And then I did I think it was upper body Monday, lower body Tuesday. Yesterday was full body, and then today I took a rest because you're supposed to rest your body.
Do you gym it up too?
Only I go through phases. I go through phases where like 6 months I'm like super into it, and then 6 months where I'm like not into it at all. So I'm in that phase now where I'm into it, but it's not consistent.
So your yoga of doing the upper and body in the workout world, push, pull, legs. Push as in, push-ups, pull as in back, legs, self-explanatory. So yoga, namaste.
Yes, namaste.
Namaste my ass at home, just like Al.
Push-ups are really hard too.
Oh, really? You do it on your knees, or is it just?
I have to do it on my knees.
Okay.
Yeah, no weird stuff intended, but I have to do it on my knees because
No diddy.
No diddy. Diddly. So push-up wise, hips. Women hips are stronger than male hips. Is this true?
I mean, I see those challenges where people will do that, like, they like get up a certain way and like men can't get up that way. Women store a lot of emotion in their hips.
Emotion?
Yeah, which you think is silly. And I honestly, I think probably men too, but I notice that when I stretch my hips out a lot, I feel like past memories start to go through my mind. It's really weird. I never believed in that kind of shit until somebody like told me that we store a lot of it in our hips, and then After she told me, and I'd done it before, and then after she told me it's because women store a lot of emotion, I was like, that makes a lot of sense. Or stress. I should say stress.
Okay, I was like, emotion. So
emotion and
you
stress.
You could be happy and sad in the hips?
Yeah, you could, like, some women cry.
Word.
Some women cry when they're stretching out their hips. Yeah, and not like in it's like released. It's so, like it's so releaseful. Yeah. It's not a word, but yeah, you know what I mean.
Well, my day,
yeah, how was your day?
Oh, well, it was kind of weird, right? Because let me tell you, homeless people. I have no problems with homeless people. I don't know if I ever told this story on the pod, but back when I was stationed in Washington, I passed a homeless guy, gave him like $1, right? Because he was outside. This dude threw that $1 back. He was like, I don't want this shit. And I was like, what? Okay, so that, PTSD off that shit. Fast forward to here. Saw a homeless guy, and I was like, yo, I'm never going to give a dollar to a homeless person. I got him a Masubi.
Okay.
Bruh, I gave him, I handed him the Masubi, and he was like, Like, he waved me off, and I was like, whoa, wait a minute. So another homeless guy today was, on the corner. I was at a red light. I tried giving him $1 again, and I was like, you know what? Maybe it's just the third time's a charm. Tried giving him $1. This dude was like, oh, can I get more? I was like, dog, take the $1. and he was like, no, I don't want the $1. I want to get a beer. And I was like, all right, dude, I'm never giving a homeless person.
You tried 3 times.
I tried, man. Has that ever happened to y'all where you tried doing something nice to like a homeless person or someone in need, and they just wave you off?
I used to go to school in Portland, Oregon, which has a lot of homeless people.
Yeah.
And I mean, I've seen several instances. One instance, this girl, he was asking people for spare change to get on the bus, and this girl gave him like whatever she had, and in front of her face, he started dropping the pennies on the ground.
What?
In front of her face. Another thing
so disrespectful, man.
Another thing I saw was somebody asking for like Venmo because they didn't have cash. Like if you say like, oh, I'm sorry, I don't have cash. I've seen it in Portland where they're like, oh, but I have like a Venmo or a PayPal. I'm like, if you have a smartphone, bro.
yeah, right. You got $10 on you if you have a smartphone.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my gosh, you got any stories like that, Al?
No. I mean, homeless people don't piss me off, but I mean, it's just like some homeless people. Like I see them every day, like on the same corner. It's like, at this point, you can apply yourself and go get a job. Like no disrespect, but it's like, come on, man. Like you're out here every day, same spot with this sign. Just go like, you know what I'm saying, apply for a job, you know what I'm saying? I mean, but
I think it was Michael Jordan that told Charles Barkley. Charles Barkley gave somebody like $100. And Michael Jordan like slapped it out of his hand and said, if he can hold up a sign, he can flip burgers. That's what Michael Jordan said. Who is very notoriously cheap.
Is he?
Oh, super cheap, yeah.
Is there a story behind that? Like, how you know he was cheap? How you know Uncle
I watch a lot of like interviews, and I love Charles Barkley, and a lot of it, like, if you look up Charles Barkley, Michael Jordan interviews, he expresses it a lot how cheap Michael Jordan is.
Wow.
One of the cheapest people he's ever met.
What do you think of NBA TNT going into their last season?
Depressing. I was very depressed.
Right?
Yeah, I was super sad about that. It's my favorite show.
Right? Those 4.
I love that show.
Oh my gosh, I've been watching them since I was a wee little laddie.
Yeah, because they've been on for like quite some time. Charles has been on there for what, like 23 years, something like that. Yeah.
Ernie came time too.
Yeah, Ernie's like 30 years.
Oh my God, yeah, those four.
Do you have a team?
Yeah, Sacramento.
Okay, I like Sacramento.
Okay, cool.
I do a station in Sacramento, so that's one of the teams I support. But
so I've seen and stalked, yeah.
Yeah. I do a station in Sacramento, but because I went to college at Portland, I did an internship with the Blazers. I'm gonna always be a Blazers fan. My favorite player is Anthony Edwards.
Oh,
love Anthony Edwards. I love his style.
That's hard, yeah.
My favorite player of all time is Carmelo Anthony.
Oh, okay.
But I love Anthony Edwards. In fact, I got tickets to a Timberwolves Blazers game in November, I think.
Hey,
yeah. So not to get too off track, sorry.
Oh no, you're good. Portland, were you there when Brandon Roy was there? Because I was a big Brandon.
No,
Roy
I wasn't.
fan.
I was there when Dame was there.
Oh, yeah.
Which is more recently, but like that
Same
was.
time.
I was there when Dame and CJ McCollum were there.
Okay.
And when they actually made it to the playoffs, which was like, it's been quite some time since.
Yeah.
And I went to a playoff game against Golden State, and obviously we got our ass handed to. But I remember at least we made it that far.
Man, hell yeah. So, Miss Becky Mits.
Yes.
If I could call you Miss Becky Mits.
It's fine.
Oh yeah. Okay. You're on the radio.
Yes.
So, how did you get that gig?
I had just finished my internship at Disneyland. I did an internship at Disneyland. I finished in like January of 2018. And then when I came home, I was like I didn't want to come home, but I had this like gut feeling that I was supposed to be home.
Yeah.
This weird feeling, and like I was like, I don't want to leave because I was having such a good time, made all these friends. And I was like, I don't want to leave, but like something's telling me to go home. So I went home. And like for the first couple of months, I was just like not doing anything at all. Then I started working at, I think the first job I got was Press Juicery. I want to say it was like March of 2018, if not February of 2018. And the second job I got was Bloomingdale's. And then the third job I got was Starbucks, all at the same time.
Damn.
So I was like opening at Starbucks, middays at Press Juicery, closing at Bloomingdale's. Not every day, but that was like my shifts. And then eventually one day my friend goes, Becky, you have a college degree. You need to use it.
Yeah.
And she's like, you could do all of these like part-time jobs and whatever, make all this money and stay busy, but you need to get like a real job. And so I just looked up like communication jobs. That's my degree in communication studies. And then I looked up iHeartMedia was hiring a sales assistant. And I think I interviewed on a Wednesday. I was in the office by Friday. And so I started as a sales assistant in October. So yeah, next month makes 6 years with iHeart in general. But I started as a sales assistant, and then I was on the air by February of 2019.
Whoa.
Yeah. So that's how I got my start. Just a foot in the door, Yeah, which is important.
Yeah. Definitely important. So how'd you get this gig in Hawaii, in this lovely state here?
I'm from here. I was born and raised here. Yeah.
Oh, I should have done my research.
Yeah. No, I get this a lot because of my voice, because I don't have a pigeon accent, and I also just the way that I carry myself, I think is like gives Howley vibes. But I'm born and raised here. I'm from Mililani.
Really? So can you turn on and off the moke?
Not really.
Okay.
I will tell you, it's probably my private school education, and maybe
yeah.
going to Portland State too, and being in the mainland. But my parents have accents. My brother has an accent. It's just me.
Oh, okay.
I don't know why, but I'm also not going to fake the funk. It is what it is. Yeah, I sound the way I sound.
Hey, ain't nothing wrong with faking the funk. You know?
I think when I'm mad, it comes out.
Oh, really?
Yeah, mad or drunk.
You fucker.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
This in the third.
I say fucker all the time.
Hey, nothing wrong with that either, man. I've grown to love the pigeon. Like, I'm understanding what people are saying now. When I first moved here back in 2018 because of the Army, my movers were Hawaiian, and I couldn't understand for the life of me what they were saying. And I was like, yo, please, one more time? Okay, again? Okay, one more time? All right, one more time, but slower. Because when they speak, it's very fast, right?
Oh, yeah.
So I'm just like, oh, okay. All right, and then I came to everyone says uncle and auntie, which I wasn't, I'm not accustomed to. Only like to my peoples, but yeah. It was a great change. It was a different change coming out here in 2018.
It was a sad day when I went from sis to auntie. Now
really?
now I get auntie all the time. But I for a long time, when you're young, right, you get sis.
Yeah.
And then if you're a man, you get bruh until you get older, and then you become uncle or auntie. It was a sad day when I transitioned to auntie.
Really? What did? Are you still getting carded at let's say at a liquor store?
Hardly. Hardly. Well, the liquor store that I live by knows me already, so I don't get carded.
Oh, okay. So
you know what I mean? They not that I'm alcoholic, but
No, I mean, are you a wine or hard liquor?
You know, when I turned 29, which was this year, that's when I started to really enjoy like white wine, rosés, and champagnes. I love a champagne.
Ooh.
I love a sparkling wine. But before that, I would drink seltzers. I like the nectar hard seltzers a lot. But I don't really drink that much anymore. My drink of choice is a mojito.
Oh,
I love a mojito.
So classy in the morning.
Yeah, that's what I do first thing before my show is a mojito.
Oh, really? What time are your shows?
6 o'clock, 6 a.m. to 10 a.m.
Okay. And okay, this might be a little personal, but when you're on the show, right? Do people holler at you outside the radio and it's like just falling in love with your voice because you are, behind that mic?
No, that's never happened to me.
Really?
I have had someone come up to me and told me that I have a very heavy voice. And that he thought I was 6'1" because I have a very heavy voice.
I would have never thought that.
And he said that in front of all of my colleagues, and they all like bursted out laughing. And
I would have laughed too.
No, I'm 5'5". I guess I have that 6'1" energy, I suppose. But no one's ever said that to me. They recognize my voice, but no one's ever said anything like in admiration because of my voice. Maybe my personality or the way I look, but never my voice.
Do you get any fangirls or fanboys?
Not really.
Really?
When I was doing really well on TikTok in like 2020, I was getting a lot. But that was like when I was like doing like hitting 1 million like every day. And then, now it started to die down the older I got. No, not really. No, hardly ever. I mean, there's always people who are like listeners.
Yeah.
And I hate to say fan because it really doesn't feel that way to me.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to be an asshole, but it doesn't feel that way to me.
Yeah, I feel you.
Everybody just feels like people. So I always say listeners. So there are listeners who are like loyal listeners. But before, when did it happen? Before March, I was on a show with 2 other gentlemen for 5 years. So it's been a transition being by myself, and I lost like some of that audience, which is like, it was bound to happen because they had like a loyal listener base. Yeah.
So how does it work when you do a show in Sacramento and all these other places? How does that work? Like, are you flying out or are you doing everything over Zoom?
That would be very hard because I'm on in Portland every night. I'm on right now as we speak.
Shut your ass! Wait, hold up.
It's all over. Yeah, it's all over the internet. It's for those shows. It's pre-recorded. I don't like to do that.
Yeah.
Just because like if something breaks, like Diddy, you have to jump on the air and be able to talk about it. If not, I don't like it. But my morning show here is live. It's live every time.
Okay.
Yeah. Like you could call me. I'm live in the studio. I'm there.
I'm finna to holler at 6 a.m. Like Becky Mits.
Yeah.
Becky Mits.
Yeah, I'm there and I'll play your call and then so you'll know. Yeah, I'm live in the mornings.
Is it hard to not curse and to bleep out? When you're live with someone on the phone, can you tell if someone's finna to drop the F-bomb or whatnot?
I can tell usually by someone's personality, and I'll tell them I'll remind them before the interview, hey, no cuss words, and I'll just say that as a reminder, don't cuss. But we have a dump button. That will take out whatever. I think it's like a 14-second delay. So whatever the previous 14 seconds were, it'll cut it. So it's called hitting the dump button. So if someone does cuss, you can hit the dump button. I haven't hit it. I don't know. I think I just learned to adapt to my environment. I don't really remember in the beginning if I ever really cussed too much. That was never really an issue. My issue was I was oversharing. I'm still kind of an oversharer, and that was my issue in the beginning. Was I was oversharing and learning the chemistry between the boys and myself, and that took quite some time. But in terms of cussing, that really isn't. It hasn't been an issue, thank goodness. But who knows? I might do it one day because I do cuss a lot in my real life. Yeah, I do a lot, a lot.
Oh my gosh, to be on the radio. Okay, so in the radio world, are you messing with the mixer board too and everything, or is it just like a computer that you're messing with? How is that surrounding? Is it like the ones that you see on Charlemagne the God?
Love Charlemagne the God. That's my radio idol.
Is he?
Yeah, because he's fearless, and I'm the opposite.
Oh,
I'm very scared to say the wrong thing, to get canceled, to
skip that.
Yeah, no, Charlemagne has no fear. That's why he's I look up to him a lot.
Yeah.
The board looks like any other podcasting board, but prior to March, I never ran the board. So ever since March, now I run the live board, and it's honestly easier than you think.
Really?
It's easier than you think. Yeah, you start to get used to it.
And the room that you're in, is it a big room, or is it like one of them little ass rooms, or how does
it's a bigger room because it was made for a morning show. It was made for like a group of people. So I mean, it's smaller than this room for sure, but it's it's a studio. You should come by. You can see what it looks like.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna come by and say, hey, Miss Bicky Mits told me to come by.
Yeah, definitely.
My name's on that list, son.
Definitely. We're doing a little bit of construction because we're supposed to get new studios, so everything is like kind of old and outdated, but you can come by and kind of see how everything works out. Everybody's really nice too.
And so are there any more radio stations in that studio, or is 93.9 just that studio in that building?
So we're a part of iHeartRadio Honolulu. That's including KSSK, KHVH, which is a talk show. My station, 93.9 The Beat. I also do a K-pop station, Pop 101.9.
Man, hell yeah. I listen to that hoe.
Yeah, that's me every afternoon. Hey. And then Island 98.5 is another one of our stations. Oh, and Star 99.1. Yeah,
really?
So it's a cluster.
So you're a busy woman.
Yeah, I only do 2 of those stations, but they're all in that area, yeah.
Oh, okay.
I do 2 of those stations every day. Every now and then. It's been a while since Big Co has asked me, but sometimes I'll sub in Island. I've never subbed in on KSSK. And I've subbed in on Star before, but never KSSK, which is like our contemporary, that's like our number 1 station.
Contemporary?
Yeah, it's like a top 40. It's an older demographic, but they've been the number 1 station pretty consistently.
Okay, speaking of older demographic, here and on the car ride here, I was listening to some old school people like Babyface, Anthony Hamilton.
Okay.
And do y'all play that, or do you guys get requests for them old school joints like Casey and JoJo?
I hardly get requests, but every now and then they come in. We play a mixture of throwbacks and new music. My Portland station is like, I would say half throwbacks, half new music, and then my Sacramento station is all throwbacks. So that station is like, it's mostly 90s, a few 80s, early 2000s. But I would say bulk is 90s.
Oh, okay.
I would say bulk is 90s throwbacks. Yeah.
Okay, and so before we get to these questions that I got, one more radio question.
Yeah.
If a person wants to, come on the radio or apply or whatnot, how does that happen? And next question after that, if he or she is a DJ, how does he or she get their mix on?
We, on our station, we used to have a mix show. I think we're going to bring it back, but it was like a lot of moving parts. That is easy. You just like submit an MP3 file.
Okay.
When we do have the mix shows.
Yeah.
Which we haven't had them in like a few months, but we usually had them like every weekend night. Mm-hmm. So that's pretty easy. You just reach out to whoever like the mix show producer is, and then you just send them the MP3. Actually, a WAV file. You send them a WAV file, and it's 30 minutes usually. And usually you get like a list of songs to play, because you could play whatever you want hypothetically, but if my boss hears it and doesn't like it, he'll take you out essentially. So he wants you to play the music that we play on the station. And then in terms of becoming a radio personality, it's a lot easier than you think. You just put your foot in the door. You do what is called air checks. It's helpful to send air checks, which is you like record your voice on a microphone doing like hypothetical breaks. So like you would do like a 93.9 break, or like an Island 98.5 break, and then you would send that to my PD, my program director. We just had like a couple of new personalities too. One of them, she got through because her college group came through the stations for a tour, and she was like, if you guys ever need anything, or if you're ever like looking, she just put herself out there. Like you said, shoot your shot.
Ain't nothing wrong shooting your shot, man. The worst you could get is a no, and that's
actually, you can get worse than a no sometimes.
Oh, tell me that. How can you get worse than a no?
I mean, you can get a no, fuck off, don't you ever ask me again, you're worthless, you're stupid. Not that that's ever happened to me before, but that's worse than a no.
Jesus Christ.
I'm hurt. I'm actually hurt right now.
I'm just saying.
Men take rejections, man.
Yeah, right. I didn't take that too quite well. All right, we'll get to these questions now. And thank you, Miss Becky Mits.
And thank you for having me.
Oh no, thank you. I acknowledge your isms. Okay, here we go. Okay, question: can a man or woman figure out how much they'll be spending on the first night?
Can they figure it out like before they go out with them?
Yeah. Do you think y'all can or they can?
Probably.
Yeah.
I think you can probably tell, like, okay, let's say you meet somebody on the dating apps, you're looking at their pictures, and you notice in this girl's pictures, she's always on a yacht. She's on a yacht in these pictures, or she's out at a concert, and you look at her outfit and you can see something designer or et cetera, et cetera. You're probably going to know that you're going to spend a little bit more money.
You go on a roof, Chris.
Yeah.
Right? You can maybe you can tell. I think sometimes it's hard to tell until you go. I've heard that what you should do is you should always do like the first date you should do is always a coffee date, because it's like relatively inexpensive. That's what I heard you should do. I don't really know. I hardly, one, go out on dates. Two, it's been a long time since I've been on one. But I heard that you're supposed to, like, that's what you do. Like, that's one of the first, because it's like, it's a lot more casual and it's a lot less pressure. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you're not going home with her after a coffee break.
Right. But then you can kind of determine if you want to pursue that afterwards, if you like her personality or not. You know, it's a good way to, like, what do you spend, $5 to $10 there? So
yeah, and you could build a real good conversation.
You could, yeah.
Yeah.
You go to Starbucks, but like, well, look how many reward points I got.
Exactly.
Hey, definitely. Hey, yeah. Women nowadays, let me ask you, are they more self-sufficient versus independent?
Self-sufficient versus independent.
So independent, right? Because someone was asking me about this, and I didn't know how to answer.
Are you from Canada?
No,
he says that.
I've been saying that like forever.
Yeah, that's Canadian.
Yeah,
anyway, I'm sorry. Okay, go on.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
He always says that. He always does that.
Right? I don't know. It's even when I'm reading something, I'll say about. But okay. So
self-sufficient versus independent.
Independent is when a man or a woman is like, yo, I got this. I'm paying for this. I don't need you. I got this whole place by myself, opposed to a self-sufficient where, oh, I got it, and you and I could go do this together. You and I are in this together. Like
they're going to cover it?
Yeah.
Like they're like in charge?
Yeah. So
are they more self-sufficient versus independent?
Yeah.
I don't know if I would say I've noticed either. My rule of thumb has always been whoever asks to go out should pay.
Really?
That's always been my rule of thumb. If I'm asking you to go out, let's say mini golf, I should pay for the mini golf. Because I'm asking you to go. If you're asking me to go out to mini golf, not that I expect you to pay, but that's like my expectation in my mind. Because you're the one that's like requesting my presence. And if I'm requesting your presence, I would do the same.
So for dinner, have you ever played the tab dance where you get the tab and you're just looking at the tab and you're flinging it around to see if the other person would take it and be like, oh, let me get half of that, or let me see how much, and
No, I haven't. I haven't,
really?
To be honest. Another thing is that I'm the youngest child. So my either my brother pays, my sister pays, my mom pays, or my dad pays. So I'm not really like, I haven't really like done that in quite some time. And one of my friends, every time she takes me like out to dinner, she always does that too, where she always pays. I don't know why. I'm always telling her like I'll pay, like, you know, like we're friends, like this is different, and she always pays. So it's been a while since I've done that, but I have like picked up the tab before, sure. Yeah, but I can't really remember like a dance. I love to pretend like I'm gonna do it.
You're like,
especially with my dad. I'm like, Dad, you want me to get this one? He's like, shut the hell up, Beck. I'm like, Dad, you want me to get this one?
You got your hand right there. It's like, no, okay, I knew it.
Yeah, like I like to fuck around like that, but no, I haven't done it in quite some time. No.
Al, what do you think about that, man? Like, do you think women nowadays are more on that independent side than saying, oh, we got this together?
I think it probably like it's 50-50 for real.
Yeah.
Because I mean, some women are now becoming more like, I can do it. Like, I don't need you. Like,
yeah.
I mean, they have that mind.
That energy,
they have that mindset, but deep down inside, they don't want to.
Yeah.
They don't want to pay for it.
No, who wants to pay for anything?
Right. Oh my gosh, I want to be treated like a princess.
Like, I mean, like I'll be like, when I go, I'll be like, damn, you know what I'm saying? I wish. I'll be like, damn, I wish they'll pay. But
yeah, right.
But I know, like, I mean, it's kind of like something like installed in our brain, like to pay, like to be the man. You know what I'm saying?
Well, for a long time, that was like the traditional values, right? That's what society taught us to do. Is that men pay, men do these certain traits, you know, and that's what we've known to be a societal norm,
right?
Which is why that's what's deeply rooted in these women is like we've known this in society to be the normal thing that's supposed to happen, right? And that's probably the reason why. But as time has gone on, society has changed.
Yes,
so has
definitely.
Women. Yeah, totally.
So why is it that it's okay for a woman to call themselves bad bitches, right? But as a man, it's like, man, you're a bad bitch. Like, you know, with a little bit more bass when it comes to, you know, the B word. Why do women get offended when we say that to y'all?
I don't know. In my personal opinion, I've never been offended by someone calling me a bad bitch. I've been offended when someone has called me a bitch.
A bitch without
and
the bad.
More specifically, you're acting like a bitch. That's been said to me on the air.
Whoa.
No way.
Oh yeah, he got in a lot of trouble for that. But
wait, with you or with like everyone around?
He got in trouble from my boss for saying that to me.
Okay.
So that is a little bit different in context. If you, it all depends on context.
The context. Okay,
if you're saying like you look like a bad bitch tonight, listen, I'm smart enough to know that you're not saying it maliciously. You're not saying it to be mean. Now, if you say you're acting like a real bitch tonight, then I know that you're talking to me different. Yeah. So it all depends on context. I personally haven't been offended, but maybe there's other women that have been, and that's their choice.
Catch these hands, Al. Catch these hands, my guy. All right, next question. If you're like married or in a relationship, are you blinded by the other person's red flags?
If you're married or in a relationship.
Yeah, so if you're in a relationship, could you be blinded by their red flags?
Absolutely, you could be.
Yes.
There are a lot of men and women out there. It's not just women, it's also men that just want to be in a relationship. That can't be alone. We have a loneliness problem. Do you know that
This is true. Oh my God, yeah.
The number one fear out of everybody is not death, it's loneliness. People are more afraid to be alone than they are to die. I couldn't believe that when I saw that statistic.
Wow.
And so a lot of people will do that. They'll shack up with somebody just for the fact that they're lonely. And because they're lonely, they'll ignore the red flags in the relationship or in the marriage because they just want someone to be there by their side.
Oh my gosh. I never thought of it that way. My fear is walking on a manhole and that just motherfucking dropping. That's like my number one
death
fear.
is more scary, but
yeah, but that's the wow.
Yes, the number one fear. People fear loneliness more than anything else.
That's crazy because I tell my wife and I tell other people like I'm not afraid or I don't mind being alone. I love my me time. Like I could go eat at a restaurant by myself. I could watch a movie by myself. No problems. But what you said, I know a lot of people.
Men and women.
They can't.
Yeah, men and women, they can't do that alone. And I'm just like, why? Why is that? Is it because I grew up differently or is it because
the internet?
The internet.
Maybe the internet.
I hate the internet, but it's undefeated.
Yeah.
I think, you know, what we see like when we see in movies, what we see in television is a lot of the times you'll see like a love story or some sort of like romantic storyline.
Notebook.
And so you see it from a young age all the way up to when you're an adult. So in your mind, you're thinking to yourself, this is what I'm supposed to be doing because it's what I've seen in entertainment. And so I think that's what's kind of instilled in people's minds of, I think I'm supposed to be in a relationship. And honestly, life is better and good in a relationship than being by yourself. And so I can see why people do it. But I don't think that means you should neglect someone's red flags.
What are Al? What are your red flags, bro?
In a woman, or like what is his own red flags?
Let's say generally speaking. Let's start with a man. What is a man's red flag to you?
I'm not gonna lie. So I was raised by all women. So I like carry a lot of women traits. So like when I'm if I come over your house. And your house is like messy. It's like a ick. It's like, bro, like, come on, man. You a grown man, bro. Get this shit up, man. You know what I'm saying? Dishes in the sink. Like, bro, come on, man. Like, I don't know. Maybe that's just me though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, my mom, she harped on me a lot, like, as a kid about that. Like hygiene. I hate men who stink. Like that shit's weird to me. You know. I mean, that's a red flag to me. But women, I think like just being afraid to communicate. like I know everybody goes through shit. You know what I'm saying? And I done talked to a lot of women who are like they would just like ghost me. Like, I was going through this and the third. Why don't you just tell me? Mm-hmm. And I would have like just like
retaliation. That's why they don't tell you. Because a lot of women are afraid that if they tell you the truth, if they just say like I wasn't into you or this happened to me, they're afraid of how you might retaliate. That's the reality of being a woman, especially a woman who dates men.
Really?
Oh, absolutely. I've had people retaliate.
How would they retaliate to you? With you, Miss Becky Mits?
I mean, shoot. A perfect example is like, let's say a guy comes up to you at a bar or at a club, and you're like, "Oh, I'm not really interested. Thank you. I'm just here with my girls." Well, fuck you. Then you're not even that cute.
That's stupid.
Retaliation. That's what I'm saying. So that's the reason why women will ghost, or why they're afraid to communicate in that way. Is they're afraid of retaliation. Not to say that you're someone who would, but they're afraid of that.
Wow.
Yeah, I see.
Yeah, I've seen that too. And then,
they should communicate. I want the record to reflect they should communicate, but I can see why.
Why is it so hard for women and men to communicate like that? Like once they get to know, okay, cool, catch you on the flippity flip.
Because we're emotional beings. We're human beings. We have emotions. And sometimes it's like your emotions compromise your sense. And so your emotions will take over versus your common sense.
It reminds me of Inside Out, the movie.
Oh, yeah.
Cute
sure.
movie.
Yeah. All that stuff in your head, will take over. The anger emotion will take over. But it's honestly, I think personally, it's a human trait to be emotional. And it shouldn't be that way, but it is.
Oh, okay. Well, caveat off of that, is it true that, excuse me, women communicate with their emotions while men communicate with their words?
No, I don't think men do very well with their words either.
Oh, okay.
I really don't. You ever notice this where somebody will send you a whole paragraph and you guys only respond to one of the two things in the paragraph?
I hate that. I do the whole paragraph thing, and then I get that dry text back. Yeah. Okay. I'm like, man, I'm just gonna FaceTime / call you. Yeah.
I'm at the point where I don't even I'll respond, but I don't respond like with text. I gotta send a voice message.
You do that. You do be sending me voice messages.
I want you to hear me because I'm tired of texting. I just I read what you said, and I'll be reading it. Okay, so why are you thinking like this though? I'm like, okay.
Yeah, text could be like super misconstrued.
It could be totally. Do they communicate with emotions over words?
Yeah.
Scientifically, women mature faster than men.
This is true.
This is proven.
I give them that.
And so maybe it could be just a maturity thing. The frontal lobe developing at a certain time. I don't know. I don't know if it's true or not true. I think it appears to be true that women communicate via emotions, which as they should. You don't want to hold stuff down. If a man communicates with his words and not with his emotions, then there's a chance that they're not communicating in an honest way. For example, saying, when men cheat, they'll say, if they get caught, they'll say, I love you, I don't know what I was thinking, and they'll say, I love only you, and I would never cheat on you. You're communicating with your words, but that's a lie. If you communicate with your emotions and you say, and I've had a man tell me this before, honestly, I'm young, I want to sleep around with other women, and I don't want to be in a relationship for it. I had to pull it out of him, but I got it.
And how did that end up?
Well, I mean, the relationship ended, obviously.
Oh, yeah, of course.
but I respected the fact that he didn't cheat. Like, he was like, that's what I wanted to do. He's like, I want to cheat. But he's like, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to tell you, I just want to break up with you because I actually just want to sleep around with other women.
So do you prefer the upfront, blunt person over a person that gives you the little white elephant lies?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
It's tough at the time. Yeah. But as time goes on, you start to respect it. And I think it's easier for closure that way.
Okay. Why do people, a lot of people, why can't they handle the blunt truth?
I think it goes back to being a human being.
Okay.
And emotions, it's hard, right? It hurts your feelings.
Yeah, but if it's the truth, then why not?
It still hurts your feelings.
Okay.
The truth can still hurt your feelings, but at the end of the day, I would say majority of the people would want to be told the truth versus a lie. But it still hurts your feelings either way. I think.
Oh, well, that's valid.
I do a lot of thinking.
I bet you do, especially when you're getting these calls on air, they're spitfiring, and you're typically just freestyling. Yeah.
It's all freestyle. I don't have any script.
Man,
but granted, I've been in here for like 5 years, right? Almost 6 years. So at this point, I know how to communicate and adapt and be an entertainer.
Ooh, girl, let me ask you: have you ever talked your way out of a ticket?
I've never gotten one.
Since you could quit. Oh, really?
I've never gotten one. Yeah.
Not even in,
Despite
in Portland,
being like, I am a true. Oh, I've gotten a ticket in Portland on the train where like I didn't have the fare and I couldn't talk my way out of that. I have still not paid it, and that was maybe 2014, maybe 10 years ago.
Dang, the interest on that.
Yeah, they still send me like the notice, like, hey, you got to pay this. I'm like, fuck you guys, I'm not paying this. So. But no, here, no. One time I got pulled over because my lights were off, but I was sobbing because I had gotten into an argument with my boyfriend at the time, and I was sobbing, and the officer saw that and was like, can you just turn your lights on? Like, I don't want to get involved with whatever is going on over here.
No.
Yeah. But other than that, no, I haven't gotten one.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. Oh, I mean, you're a good speaker, so I thought I could get a story out of that. But it's all good. Next question.
I've talked my way out of a lot of other things, but not a ticket.
What was the, can you name one? Like an interesting one?
I've gotten in trouble. I used to get sent to the dean's office all the time in high school.
Okay.
I have a hard time, or now I'm a little bit better, but I had a hard time with authority.
Oh,
and I had a mouth.
Rebel you.
I had a mouth on me. I still do, for that matter. But I talked my way out of getting in trouble a lot. And I would lie. But I would talk my way out of it by saying like, so for example, at the time, my dad was a politician. And so I would say like, I hardly see my dad, and it's just like, it's so like,
sob story.
I'm just so emotional. I'm missing this piece of me, and I'm having a hard time adapting. He's not there for me anymore. And they would always take it wasn't true. My dad is the most supportive guy ever. But I would say that, and I would get my way out of it. I don't recommend it, but I would do it.
Oh, oh my God. That's what's up. Have you ever, to get a guy to do something for you, have you ever had to do that?
Like manipulation?
Yeah.
Often.
And if you did, can you give us a good ass story, or like, how did you manipulate the fellow?
It's been a long time. I can't really remember off the top of my head, but I can be manipulative. I have that capability.
Yeah.
I can't really remember. Oh, I mean, one of the things I can remember is one guy was breaking up with me, and the way that I like wanted to get him back, I like made a whole like scrapbook of all of our memories together. I feel like that was like a little form of manipulation, because I was like guilt tripping him essentially. Like I've guilt tripped before. It's been a really long time, so it's hard for me to remember. I have a hard time remembering like long-term stuff. So I can be manipulative, and I can say certain things I know to get my way. I can't really think of an example at the top of my head.
You know what? That's okay, because I can't remember a lot of things too. Like my cup is full, so if I learn new things, the old stuff will just overflow out. So that's how my brain is ticking.
I'm kind of the same way too. I'm the same way too. People will always tell me. One of my best friends, I talk to her every day. We've known each other since we were in the 7th grade, and she's always like, "Do you remember when this happened?" I'm like, "Not at all." She's like, I don't remember it at all. I don't know why. I just like long-term stuff for whatever reason. I don't know. Just the way brains work, I guess.
Okay. So, Ms. Becky Mits, is this statement true? A good woman or man is supposed to inspire the other person, not challenge them. So the original statement was, a good woman is supposed to inspire a man, not challenge him. Do you believe in that, or should it be vice versa?
It depends. It depends on what you want.
Okay.
I think every person is different.
Yeah.
I have friends that, they would want a man that inspires them.
Okay.
For me, myself, I want a man that challenges me. So I wouldn't say it's good or bad. I think it all depends on what you want, what your perspective is. If you're a woman that, like, I always give this example. There are some women out there who, like, really want to have children, and they really want to be a mother, and that's, like, all they want in this world. So when they have this child, it's, like, as long as that's what they want for themselves, and I'm all for it.
Yeah.
Like for example, like when a woman... I have like friends who have children out of wedlock. They've all gotten married. Well, a few of them haven't, but they had children out of wedlock. And I've had like older adults in my life say like, but they're not married. I'm like, yeah, but they really wanted to have kids. They wanted to be a mom. Like I can't knock them for what they want in their life. Some women want to be mothers versus some women want to be brides first before their mothers, et cetera, et cetera.
All facts.
So I think it all depends on what you want. I wouldn't say it's good or bad, as long as it doesn't harm anybody.
What'd you think, Al?
I agree.
I'm a little bit of a yapper.
No. I agree with the fact that she said that, so everybody's like different. Some people want people who can challenge them. And what was that one? Challenge and what?
Challenge, inspire.
Yeah. Some want to, and some just want to inspire. Like, I mean, some people have that not really competitive nature, but I mean, like, some people just want, like, you know what I'm saying? I thought somebody's phone was vibrating. I'm tweaking. But no, I mean, I agree with that right there. Like, some people do want somebody to inspire them, and some people want people to challenge them.
Yeah.
See, I got my brain fucked up too. So.
Hey, your cup is over full.
Yeah.
It's overflowing. All right. How about this one? You
ever seen?
Oh yeah, go ahead.
You ever seen Kim Possible?
Yes.
You get the Shigo.
It is giving Shigo. You know when I got this for SZA's concert because it gave me like Kill Bill vibes.
Oh.
Yeah. Last time I wore this. It was for a SZA concert. Yeah. So I'm blessing it on this podcast as well.
Yes. Have you interviewed her?
No, that's a dream though. I named my dog after her.
Really?
Yeah. So SZA's real name is Solana, and I named my dog Solana. I love her, and she comes to Hawaii all the time.
Does she really?
She goes to the outer islands, but she comes here all the time. She loves Fresh Catch, the poke place. Yeah, I love her. That would be a dream if I got to interview her. That would be a dream.
Who was your starstruck person that you interviewed or you met?
Okay, interviewed. I was the most starstruck for Doja Cat.
Oh, okay.
I threw up before the interview because I was so nervous. I also hadn't interviewed anyone solo before, and my dream is to be an interviewer, to be a celebrity interviewer. So this was like my closest opportunity to getting there, and I was prepared, but I was just like, and she couldn't have been nicer.
Yeah.
She was so nice, so beautiful for that matter. She was so nice to me. At the time, she rolled with a super small team. She sold out the Republic, and it was a great interview. It's online, unfortunately, if you want to watch it, but I'm very nervous in it, and you can tell I'm really nervous.
Fitting to watch.
Yeah, I'm really nervous, and I'm really young, and I'm still new, but I was like, I'm the type of person who reads all the comments, and someone was like, you can tell that she's an amateur, but she has good intentions. And I was like, okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
Because it was true. The person I was the most starstruck to meet was Jack Harlow.
I
was over the moon. That was a dream come true. He's so handsome in real life.
Is he?
Oh my God, he's 6'3". Did you know that?
I did. On movies, he looks short as hell.
No, he's 6'3", and he's gorgeous, and he's also just as smooth in person as he is. Oh my God, he was just... Oh, he just has this like aura and energy to him. He's like, "What you guys sipping on?" He's like, "What are you doing out here? How do you know my manager?" And he was so nice. I wore this perfume when I met him, and I gave this story about how I sprayed the top of my head with it because I knew he was taller than me, and that's how he sniffed me. And he said that I smell like Hawaii.
Really?
Yeah, which I don't know if I would consider this scent Hawaii, but I've never changed it since.
Hey, so if he smells that on the mainland somewhere, and he's like, oh.
Probably remembers.
Mits?
Yeah, he
Hawaii?
remembers. I'm sure he does. But I told him, I was like, you got to come out here for a show. And he says, no, I want to come out there to record because we have a really nice recording studio in Hawaii Kai, which is where like Kanye's recorded. I want to say, a lot of like Travis Scott. Travis Scott recorded Sicko Mode here on this island.
No way. I did not know that.
Yeah, I'm full of just like pop culture facts.
Yes, Miss Becky Mits.
Yeah, he did his Sicko Mode verse here. He actually did it in a house in Hawaii Kai.
Really?
You can see it on the documentary.
Do you know
on
any
Netflix.
of if Childish Gambino recorded over here?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Have you ever met Childish Gambino?
No, that's another dream. That's my sister's celebrity crush.
Oh really?
I also get it too. When I watched Mr. and Mrs. Smith, that's when it clicked for me, and I was like, I get it. I get it. He is fine in this show. But then before that, I was like, I guess I was always associating him with like a dorky personality.
Like Community.
Yeah, and then when I saw him on Mr. and Mrs. Smith, I was like, woof.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, that's my man crush money.
Yeah, I love him. Yeah,
I love him too.
Yeah, so if I ever got to meet him, that would be great too. He actually canceled a show he was supposed to do in Portland, which was a bummer, but he had to focus on, I think something happened to him health-wise. But he's gonna come back to Portland from what I understand, and maybe I'll get to see him. Who knows?
Well, you know what? Without saying any names, have you encountered any asshole-ish
Absolutely.
people?
Not a lot, but absolutely. He's a rapper.
He's a rapper.
He's a rapper.
What did he do that?
He doesn't look at you in the eyes.
Oh.
He doesn't even acknowledge your existence.
What?
So
Sounds like Kanye.
yeah, I mean, it wasn't Kanye, but I mean, very similar. Where he was having a meet and greet, and there was people who paid like $400. I didn't pay because I was a part of the radio station. You know,
Yeah.
radio station, you get that kind of hookup every now and then. But when I was waiting in the line, he treated every person that way. Didn't acknowledge them. Didn't say thank you. He didn't even talk to them.
Really?
He was wearing sunglasses too. You would come into the photo. He would like look at the camera, take the picture, and just like he wouldn't say nothing to you. Not a single thing.
We know it's not Chris Brown.
No.
He paying $1,000 to jump on his back and all that.
Yeah, no, definitely wasn't him. But it was, and I still like his music, to be honest with you. But if you knew who it was, and I'll tell you off the microphone who it was, you kind of be like, I kind of get it. I kind of get.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cannot wait to hear this one. Don't worry, I won't say anything.
I never know where this could go in the future, so I'm like, I won't say who it was, but I will tell you off the mics who it was for sure.
Man, hell yeah! I do appreciate you, Miss Becky Mits. Last question before we dip. Could you be a good person, but not be good in a relationship?
Yes.
You got a story behind that.
I don't know if I have a story, but I think it's true.
Yeah, I believe it's 100% true too.
I think it's true. Like, okay, I'll give you an example. My ex-boyfriend is the nicest person. He's so nice. I mean, he is like the best, but I wouldn't say he's good in relationships.
Really?
He doesn't really know how to, he didn't really not understand, but he didn't really cater to the relationship aspect. He would cater to me.
Okay. Yeah.
And do whatever I asked, and did, he was, like I said, super nice, respectful. Like, I really don't have anything negative to say about his personality. He's a good person, but in a relationship, not good at that. There's certain boxes you need to check. You need to check the physical box. You need to check how to communicate romantically. Like, you need to be able to say things like, I love you. And depending on each person, right? But for me, I was like this, you're not good in that aspect.
Really?
But such a good person. I wouldn't say nothing bad about him.
It's funny that you say that, because I myself, I'm a good father, but I'm lightweight, not as good as a husband as I'm supposed to be.
In what way?
The whole communication part, and also I'm a Cancer, so I'm crabby. So I'm blaming my astrology sign that I keep my feelings in, and then when I'm overflowing, I go
Why do you keep it in? Like, what are you afraid of if you reveal it?
So when I reveal things, I know my partner enough to where if I say something totally left field, she would come back with, I don't know, just harsh intentions, and I just block it out. So yeah, so the whole communication part, I'm still learning on how to do that at the moment. But as a dad, man, I'm a kick-ass dad.
I mean, that's true too. You can have really good fathers. I won't say who it was, but I know somebody in my life, and I've known him for a very long time, who is an excellent father, terrible human. Oh my God, sexist, racist, oh my God, the worst, but such a good dad. Loves his children. There's no doubt about that. So yes, to answer your question, yes, I think you can be a good person, and you can also be a bad person, but be good in other ways.
Like licking the booty. Just playing. Al, you got anything before we dip out?
I'm like, what do you mean? Can you elaborate?
Grocery eating, yeah.
Oh, grocery. I suppose so. You could be really good at that, but bad at everything else.
Oh yeah.
I suppose.
I heard that before. Like, a girl was like, I know this dude. Like, he knows how to eat it, but he just doesn't know how to beat it.
Stroke it.
Yeah.
I think that's the word. Yeah, that's true. Some people just don't have any rhythm.
I was just like, oh, I mean.
Can a bad rhythm? We got time. Can bad rhythm? Can that turn off the bedroom?
Absolutely.
What's bad rhythm like?
I've been in situations before where I'm like, I have to stop it midway and go, I cannot do this.
Oh my God.
Oh.
It was that bad.
Now that, I think that kills a man.
I know, but
that kills a man. That's just like.
It was so bad.
Imagine that car ride home.
Oh my God.
You got to pull over and just think about life. Listening to Drake.
So bad. You can have bad rhythm for sure. I mean, I wouldn't say it's a majority, but you can definitely have it for sure.
Yeah. Do you prefer their place, your place, or somewhere neutral? To get down and dirty.
You know, because I have my dogs, I don't really know like how that would work because like they follow me everywhere. So I would have to like lock them in the crates and like I don't know how that would flow. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely, yeah. And you hear the cages.
Yeah. Before we get down and dirty, I gotta lock my dogs in the crates. Like that's gonna ruin like the
mood
flow of it, right? So I would say either their place or somewhere neutral.
I like that answer because when you're at their place, you have an exit out.
Yes.
Like a quick exit. All right, see you later.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, that's a great point. Because it's hard.
Dogs.
It's hard to kick people out. I've had to do that before too, where I've had to be like, I gotta wake up early tomorrow morning. They're like, me too, and I'm like, get out.
So you bluntly said, hey,
yeah. Sometimes you have to. Sometimes you have to.
That's funny. It would be them awkward moments. Y'all be done, then you're just like.
Okay, what's
going on here?
I used to have Gatorade in my refrigerator, and I would just give them a Gatorade and be like, "This is your drink for the ride home."
GG's, good game.
Yeah.
Do you let them shower at your place, or is it just, hey, put on your stuff?
Only if they're not giving like homeless vibes. If they're giving homeless vibes where they need to use your shower and sleep in your bed because they don't have anywhere else to go, then I'm not going to allow that. But if they're like sweaty and they have somewhere to go afterwards, yeah, I'll allow it. That's fine. Yeah.
We need more of you women around this world. A courtesy shower,
courtesy shower, yeah, sure. I will allow it, but I don't have anything catered to men in there. So I don't know what you'd smell like a girl when you came out.
Yes.
But sure, you could use it. Yeah, sure.
Bath and Body.
Yeah, why not?
Well, Becky Mits, that was fun. Do you have anything for us before you dip out and head back to town? There's no traffic, so.
Yes, thank goodness.
Good for you.
What? So I've been single a long time.
Oh.
Based on you folks talking to me for an hour, why do you think I've been single for this long? I'll tell you after what people usually tell me, and I'm curious to know if it'll match up.
Okay.
I feel like a lot of people probably say like you're on a high horse.
Standards may be a little too high for
definitely. A guy. It's really high.
That means you know what you want.
Yes.
Okay. Single for a long time. I think you're all the check boxes are checked, but you're missing 3, and because you're missing 3, you're like, that's a no-go.
Yeah.
That could be one.
Yeah, I would agree. I wouldn't say you're inaccurate. People always tell me that I'm intimidating. Do you get that?
What that vibe? No,
I didn't get it. I didn't
get it at all.
People tell me that all me that all the time. They're like, I think it's because you're intimidating.
I feel like you're chilled.
Yeah, you're super chill.
I think because I think I'm a dominant person looking for a dominant person, and usually dominance attracts submissive. And so I think like I just attract the wrong energy when I'm and honestly think about it. If you're a dominant person, you probably don't want to be with another dominant person because you want to be the dominant person. Yeah. So I think that's why, but also maybe I have a bit of a high horse too.
Girl, ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong. You have your standards, girl.
You know what I decided a long time ago is that I was like, I had been in a relationship where I realized I didn't even like you in the first place.
Ew.
And I realized that was wrong. And I said, the next person that I date, it's going to be somebody that I really, really like. So I like from the beginning.
So you didn't like the person, you just led him on? I
didn't just lead him on. I was like lonely.
Oh.
I was lonely and I wanted to be in a relationship. And But then, honestly, I thought it was going to happen a lot sooner rather than this long, to be honest with you. I thought it was going to happen within, like, that year or, like, 2 years. Now I'm pushing, like, 3. I'm pushing 4, going on 5. So I thought it was going to happen a lot sooner for me. But the older I get, the more I'm like, shit, I'm trying not to revert back to the should I just settle because maybe my standards are too high.
Nah, girl, don't settle. I tell a lot of my friends is don't settle for anything less.
I'm trying not to, but the older I get, quite literally your biological clock is ticking.
Yeah.
I'm almost 30. I want children. I want a marriage. But I refuse to compromise if I just want to really, really like you. And I have and this is the best part of me, but the worst part of me is I have no type. So I
shoot your shot.
No. Like I really like. Yeah, I really don't like. I have no preference on like if you're tall, short, skinny, fat, muscular, not muscular.
Yeah.
Attraction can be found in all different levels. For me, it's if I'm attracted to you, that's it.
Right.
And it can come in all different forms.
Okay.
Yeah, it can come in all different forms. I think the same for women too. Mm-hmm. Like you can meet a woman that like maybe conventionally isn't attractive, but then when you get to know her, you're like, wow.
Ugh, your personality is. Oh wait.
Or the opposite.
Oh yeah, personality is stupendously awesome.
Right? You meet women like that you're like, wow, what a great girl. Like,
could it be because we're on an island that you're not seeing enough different men?
It's my own making. I don't put myself out there. I don't go on the apps. I don't respond to people. No, and it's not that I don't. Okay, I went on the apps shortly after my breakup. But people were calling the station asking why I didn't swipe on them.
Whoa.
What?
They were sliding in my DM saying like, why didn't you say yes? And I was like, I can't deal with this. I don't want to deal with that. So that's the last time I was on it because I just didn't want to hurt any more feelings.
Oh my. Sensitive boys.
But it's my own making. It's I don't really like approach. I don't respond. I don't really put myself out there, and I also don't take the initiative. I'll give you an example. Recently, there's one guy I still really like him.
Hey.
And we had a very long conversation, and I've told this story so many times, but this is like the third time I'm telling it. But we had a conversation from like 12 a.m. to 7 a.m. in the morning in Vegas. And nobody made a move. Like nobody like.
Did you give him a sign at least, or was there the sign? Was there the?
I was facing him, and our knees were touching like this, and we were like as close as we are now. And I was like, I feel like that's close enough of a sign. Nope, nobody did anything.
I need like a little.
Is that what I should have?
A head tilt.
I should have done that.
Touch my knee, like so. Then
I kind of was. I was kind of giving that vibe, but like. But that's what I'm saying is like it's my own making. Like I didn't initiate it. I didn't really do much to put myself out there. And I won't like your photos. I won't like respond to your stories because I'm like just like that. Like I guess I should say afraid of rejection. I'm that afraid of rejection.
This guy.
I think I'm more of a like if there was like something like that. I'm like, so what would you do if we kissed?
Yeah, right.
Break the ice.
Just break the ice.
What happened if we kissed? Like
I should have.
What would you think about that?
I should have, but I honestly didn't know if he was feeling me.
Oh, really?
I didn't know.
He didn't give you any signs either?
Not really. Like I can, like I told you, I can usually tell by the eyes. I can tell when a man like looks at me up and down, and he gave that. But he doesn't live here, and so like I don't know. I just didn't. I didn't want to know. And if I don't blatantly know that you like me, I'm not gonna pursue it. I gotta know. I gotta have you tell me that you like me, or I've gotta have some sort of clear indication, like I think you're attractive, or like
Oh, so you're oblivious to that stuff?
Maybe.
Maybe. It's a maybe.
I should have done that. I'm gonna take your advice now. I should have done that next time I see him.
Yeah.
Whenever that is.
I would love to hear that story. Bring it on. Bring that motherfucker on.
He's like, yeah. That was like another person that I was like, damn, I really, really like you, but I'm not gonna do anything about it.
Do you have his contact info still?
Oh yeah, we follow each other on social media. Every now and then he'll like slide into my DMs, respond to a story, like my stories, but it's not that much. He never likes a thirst trap, so I hardly post them.
Darn.
I wish it worked. You know what I mean? Like a thirst trap, like getting him to it attracts all the wrong people. Yeah. So I was like, I would do that. I would do that if that meant getting a response from him, but those don't work, which honestly, I'm kind of glad it doesn't.
Yeah.
You should send him the thirst trap and be like, what do you think about that?
Yeah. What do you think, honestly?
I told you, I'm so scared of rejection. I'm afraid that he's going to be like, I'm not interested in you like that. And then I will never like talk to another man for like 6 months after that.
Do you think he would say something like that? Or would he put a pillow on the ground for you and be like, that's a nice picture?
What if he's having the same conversation right now? Like, bro, I don't
know. What if the universe is working that way?
I don't know if she likes me. It's just like, I don't know.
Every man has told me that no man would talk to a woman for that long in Vegas without him liking you in some sense. He would just go to bed, or he would go off and go somewhere else. And I was like, I don't know.
That is true.
Do you think that?
Yeah. If you're engaging with someone for that long, there is a connection. There's got to be connection. Otherwise, that second hour.
Goodbye. I'm going to bed. Yeah.
You know? I'm not gonna lie, probably like 30 minutes.
Oh. That's what I'm saying. Like,
30 minutes. Like, hey, we in Vegas. Hey, man, this ain't going down.
I'm about to go hit the
deuces. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying. So that's the only indication I really had, and then I just never did anything about it.
Miss Becky Mits. She missed her shot.
Spin the block.
Shit.
Spin the block, maybe.
Well, shit. Becky Mits, that was fun.
Thank you for having me.
I do appreciate you for coming on. Where can these people follow or listen to you at?
Okay, every morning, Monday through Friday, 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. on 93.9 The Beat. Saturdays, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. on 93.9 The Beat. Monday through Friday, 12 p.m. to 6 p.m. on Pop 101.9. Monday through Friday on Portland, Jammin' 107.5, 7 p.m. to midnight. At Becky Mits. iHeartRadio app.
Monday through Friday.
I honestly work every day. Yeah, I'm on the air every day. You'll find a station every day. It's in my bio on my Instagram of like what my schedule is. So if you ever want to listen, but honestly, the morning show is probably the best to listen to. That's the most me I am.
Yeah.
But the other shows are kind of like very quick, like just kind of introducing the song, moving on, maybe some stories. But like the morning show, I love to talk about like all the subjects that I really, really like.
Man, hell yeah. Well, shit, man. With that being said, KO Studios, thank you for the lovely home. Rafi Bite, thank you for the lovely beat. I'm Chris.
I'm Elijah.
I'm Becky Mits.
And we out this bitch. Peace.
Thank you.
No, thank you. Can we take some pictures?
Yeah, totally.